his magic middies. Will they get you over the line this season? Will Jake have Tedesco this week? Maxi, the consistent keeper. Ryan Hadley, Australia's next test fast bowler. Timmy, the 2020 SuperCoach champion. And Savs, the Tommy Turbo tragic.
Are you ready for some football?
We're ready for some football, baby.
All right, here we go.
You're now listening to the SuperCoach Experience Podcast.
Hello and welcome back to the SuperCoach Experience Podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Savage, the coach of the Savage Burbos. Origin is done and dusted for game one, and what a disappointment that was. Origin was really, I'm off my game here. Let me start again. I've got to share this to the story. So if you are here and asking questions, then ask questions, because this is the Q&A podcast. I've got some questions up and I'm very keen to get through them. So give me 1 second. I'm just going to share the stream to the socials. We are live now for the Q&A. Cool. We're always a bit sketchy here at the SuperCoach Experience, but we kick on. All right. We got some viewers. Let's kick it off. Let's start again. Hello and welcome back to the SuperCoach Experience Podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Savage, the coach of the Savage Burbos. Origin 1 is done and dusted, and what carnage has hit. It was a great game up until the 7th minute when Joseph Suoli'i got sent off, and the SuperCoach percussions are a bit awkward here. I've put out a call for our Instagram followers to ask questions SuperCoach related and maybe even Origin related if you want, and I'll answer those. If you are tuning in on the live stream, then please feel free to ask any questions that you feel like, and I'll answer them straight away. Firstly, Origin, the Queensland team win 38-10, and this is a weird one because Queensland winning 38-10 doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good thing for Queensland. Like, I feel like all the Queensland people are safe, but it's a bit awkward for the New South Wales team because do they drop people? Because realistically, after the 7th minute, can you really blame anyone for performing poorly? I think we did see some good performances from the New South Wales side. I think the biggest talking point here, Fafita was the big watch going into this week, and I think he's all but locked up to play in round 16. But Nico Hines, what do New South Wales do there? He is 984,000 with 193 break even. With 12 players after the 7th minute, is it harsh to drop him after a performance like that? I think the fact that Mitch Moses has come out and absolutely killed it. He's killed it in Origin before. I don't know what side of the fence I sit on. I think potentially they want to give him another go, but the series is on the line. Who do they feel more comfortable with? I think it's going to be Moses, and I think to the people that sold Nico Hines, one including myself, I'm quite nervous. He has 193 break even though, so I think that makes the decision a lot easier considering he's going to lose cash anyway, regardless. I think after a game like this, and if he does get dropped, he's going to be a bit rattled. So I think that's also a point to take in. But he isn't playing this week. He won't lose cash this week. He'll come back 100% fit next week. He did look like he went down with a bit of a calf injury during the game, but he stayed on. But that could be a massive watch as well. Maybe he is injured. Maybe he does stay out for a couple of weeks. New South Wales not winning. Teddy, he had an up and down game. But I think Edwards comes back into that fullback role. So I think for SuperCoach, that's probably a good thing. Edwards is the highest scoring player in SuperCoach at the moment. But James Tedesco, he's available around 16. He's got a pretty good draw. And someone like him, unlike Nico last year, Nico was pretty rattled after that first Origin game when he was put onto the field for a couple of minutes and had to pretty much make that tackle, but he didn't, and Hammer burnt him. He was rattled for a few weeks, but I was looking at his SuperCoach scores after that period today, and he actually still scored pretty well, but you could tell on the field he just wasn't 100%. So I don't know if that affects him this year as well. But with James Tedesco, he's the type of player where if he gets dropped, he'll definitely respond to that. So, yeah, this New South Wales side is going to look a bit different next round. Latrell Mitchell is one of the most purchased players this week. He's 5th at the moment. Latrell Mitchell, I looked at his stats today. He is owned by 7,000 people, and only 5,000 people have traded him in this week. So I think he's a really good purchase, and I think there's 2 pluses here. If Latrell gets picked for Origin, mind you, Latrell has a really good draw. He is 765,000, has a low break even. Let me just confirm that. He's 757,000 with a break even of 46, scheduled to get 90 this week. He plays the Titans this week, and next week he has the Broncos, and then Manly in round 16. If he doesn't make Origin, then we have him as a number for round 16. If he does, it means he's been killing it over the next 2 weeks that we have him anyway. So I love Latrell as a buy this week. But we'll get into the questions. Queenslander comments. Please, no Queenslanders commenting today. Now, I think like Queensland performed well. It was a send-off. The Suoli'i send-off was a send-off. It sucks that it just ruined the game, but it is what it is. It was a send-off. I do think maybe for situations like this, like I've seen a lot of people say that the owner should be on Suoli'i, like it was reckless, blah, blah, blah. He should have had more accountability, but he got sent off. And in my opinion, I love that from Suoli'i. Like he was lining Reece Walsh up for a perfect shot, and that's what Origin is about, just making sure that you rattle the good players early and then put them off their game. And I think Suoli'i was in the right position to do so. It didn't come off. I don't think it was reckless, but I think it was a send-off. Archive Audits Australia, hold Nico on the hope he's dropped. I think he probably is a hold now. I'm hearing... I don't want to spread these rumors, but let's just keep it between you and me. Someone that I know, and the person I know probably listens to the podcast, so he might have some words to say to me, but someone I know, his father is friends with Madge, and apparently Madge is not happy with somebody, so... keep that between you and me. Keep it between you and me. So I think he might get dropped. That's my gut feel. And the fact that Moses just killed it on his return and has done well in Origin before, I think it's more of a sign that I think that Moses comes in. Maybe Hines stays in the Origin arena somehow. Maybe he's picked it as 18th man and Burton goes into the centers for Suoli'i. That is very likely as well. But yeah, it's an interesting one. I think because of the 3 in his rolling average, I'd be more inclined to sell, if that makes sense. And then I think by round 19, you've got to get him back. But just the value that you can put him down to, it's just so good. Like there's so many purchases that you can get through this period that can cover you for round 16 and cover you up to 19. Like Jerome Hughes, I'd look at getting him in next week. And I know if Hines is named next week, it's a bit awkward because his matchup is a bit better. And then he might get named. So it's a bit awkward. But I would be selling maybe next week for Jerome Hughes, because Jerome Hughes' break even is 117, 680K. And if he loses, goes down to 650K, you can bank 330K off that trade. And then Nico's going to lose money. So I'd be more inclined to sell, but it does feel weird holding him for 2 weeks and then selling him on the 3rd week when he is named. So if you hold him this week, maybe he's just a hold. So it's really team dependent as well. What are your numbers like? How many trades you have left? It's very team dependent. Adam Roach, do we think Lomax and Holmes back up this week? Extended bench for both. Lomax has been pushed into the starting side now. We're recording at 8:33 on Thursday night. They play tomorrow at 8 o'clock. So he's been put into the starting side. So it looks like he'll back up. I have heard things before that 2-day backup is a lot easier than the 3 or 4-day backup. So yeah, Lomax did a lot. Hunt did a lot. Sewer did quite a bit. So yeah, maybe they'll just back up and have a rest during the week, Supercoach wise. Captain Harry, New South Wales need Moses kicking game, Hines to 18th man to ruin our teams. I love that. I think Hines to 18th man makes sense. I mean, it doesn't make sense because you can't really feel in many positions. You can feel in fullback. Can he feel in center? Do you really want him in center? I think someone like Burton feels in there a lot better, but does Burton go into the starting side? Does Latrell go into the starting side? I don't know. Does Burton go into the centers? There's a lot of if and buts, and I feel like there's more questions than answers at this point in time. But New South Wales, they do need Moses kicking game. I think if he played one game and he played average beforehand, I think he would have got picked, but the fact that he came back with injury clouds and all that, it was so hard to pick him. I think he would have been the pick over Hines anyway. So, yeah, New South Wales do need Moses. Reese, would you go Fainu, Whiten, or DWZ for Tuapiki? I like Fainu. I like Whiten, but I'd go DWZ. I think DWZ is at a nice, juicy price. And for the rest of the year, I think you can cash in on him. He's at the lowest he'll ever be, and especially with SJ back hopefully next week, I think he is a nice little option. Captain Harry, thoughts on Moses and Walker for game 2? I hope not Walker because I'm getting him in my side next week. This week. They're my trades. I'll update my trades. On Tuesday, my trades were, I was getting Jerome Hughes in. I was thinking about Fafita, but I am locking in David Armstrong to Cody Walker, and I'm going Levi to Brendan Hands. Cody Walker, ever since I've done the trade, I've been so excited about getting Cody Walker into my side. I think this is the time of year where everyone usually goes and picks him up. He's not really highly owned, and a lot of people kind of aren't doing it. He's traded him by 976 people this week, and he's owned by only 3,000 teams. I am a bit put off that he's playing halfback and playing on the right, but I'm just very excited about having him in my side. I think he's going to go and run, and I feel very good about the Rabbitohs going forward. The Corn Lord, it's the Corn Lord. I love the Corn Lord. The Corn Lord is one of my favorites. The Corn Lord. What does the Corn Lord mean? We'll never know. Lachlan OAG looks like he's plays a bit of footy himself in his profile picture. He's Gutho a pickup. Had Latrell locked into my plans, but surely he comes into the Origin squad for 16 and 19 now. I'd go Latrell. If Moses plays Origin, actually, Moses playing Origin is actually good for Gutho. So, yeah, good eyes up there. I do like Latrell, though. I think over the next 2, I honestly don't think Latrell plays Origin, in my opinion. He put up an Instagram story yesterday, and the Instagram story was like him kind of being smug about New South Wales losing. And I just don't know if that'll sit well with Madge. I don't know if Madge will have the heart or the guts to bring him in after that. And just the way Latrell kind of is as a personality, I think it doesn't fit his team culture. But at the same time, like, Latrell's such a good player. Like, I think he needs to swallow his pride and pick him, in my opinion, but I just feel like he won't. During the game, I was thinking they need Latrell, but I just don't know if he's going to pick him. Michael Maguire. Zanetti, Ronaldo or DWZ? I love Ronaldo as a buy this week. I think he's an underrated purchase. Trindle is back and he's playing on the left side. And the fact that Trindle played on the left side last week gives me, we have some breaking news. Holy crap. We have some breaking news. Sorry, I'll get back to your question, Zanetti. Stefanos Constantine, Galvin broken hand. All right, we're gonna have to get Timmy on the phone here. Because this is some breaking news. Roadcaster Pro. Are we connected? All right, hold on. All right, if you have any questions for Timmy, let me know. We'll call him. Actually, no. I'll call him through Instagram.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, did you mean to do that?
Yes. I was trying to get hold of Timmy. Oh, Maxie's on as well.
Oh, hey, Mel, are you live on the podcast?
I am live on the
Hey,
podcast.
beautiful. Well, I was going to answer, but I answered. How are you, boys?
Yes, I'm live on the podcast, and I'm just talking about some breaking news. Galvin broken hand.
Oh, fuck me.
I'm not.
Who has a broken hand?
Galvin.
That's all right. I traded into KO weeks last week anyway.
Oh, did you
What's a broken hand put him out?
I've seen it nowhere, but Stefanos on YouTube is reporting it, so I'm trying to find it somewhere, and I was hoping someone could clarify, and I'm still trying to look for it.
They play the first game, so I guess it's just maybe smart to have a backup, but
True.
a broken hand just shoots by numbers.
A broken hand.
Yeah,
And
sucks
it's
for him
gonna-
too, because he's been in such good form, and like I don't know, it's kind of the Tigers' chances hinge a lot on him. So if he's out, sucks for him and for the team too.
Yeah.
But also for Armstrong owners, it's going to hurt because that's, they're already struggling for numbers.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's going to make this week a lot harder.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Hasn't he had a broken hand for a few weeks? He's been playing with the injury, and oh Jesus, what is that?
Sorry, I'm watching MasterChef.
No, that's right. He's been playing with an injury.
Mikey.
He's been playing with the injury, and his agent talked to the club. Okay, so he's been playing with it. Stefanos is the SC Phantom. Someone says. All right.
So does that mean he's going to play for it?
Yeah, it's fake news. Fake news. All good.
Oh, so you're
okay,
freaking out for nothing.
Yep.
You're making me freak out for nothing.
Yeah, sorry, but
Do we know whether the Broncos chief is going to be in?
I think so. Yeah, Karapani.
It's going to be eyes up footy this weekend, lads.
Yep.
Is there any
We're just going to
chance?
have to wait.
Any chance you guys would transfer someone like a Dom Young to him?
No, not Dom.
No
Young,
chance.
not Dom. Young.
He covers the next buy round, even though he's on a buy. He can score 150. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, all right. I got to let you go, guys, because the audio is like really screechy. So
Sorry.
All
No,
right.
sorry.
Mate, bye.
I'll catch you
Bye,
later,
bye.
guys.
Bye-bye.
All right, there we go. We've debunked that. Thank you to 85 in exact. Galvin is named in the 24-hour team list, says Haggy. I won't hold it against you, Stefanos. I think you're right to some extent. All right, let's go over to Instagram and answer some questions that we put out to the poll today. And here we go. There's a lot of questions here. Sam Eves, Fafita not getting original Origin must buy. I think Fafita is a must buy this week, and I'm very has a broken hand and continue to play through the pain this year with pain. Yeah, that's fair. I think I saw something like that before. So Fafita not getting named for Origin must buy. I think Fafita is a must buy. I think obviously it'd be ideal to wait till round 16 till the teams are named, but I think you're going to have him in your side for the rest of the season, and like getting him now just makes sense. And he's by far the number one traded in for a reason. Joseph Hayden, how quickly was Maguire on the phone to Moses? He was probably on the phone very quick, to be honest, like probably having conversations with him earlier in the week, and hopefully, I don't know, just hopefully there's, no bad blood there, I guess. James Philo, if you still have Hines, are you holding or selling? I don't. I've sold. If I had him, what did I say before? I think I said hold, sell. I've got to be very black and white for what I do, what I say, and I think hold now because he's going to be available after next week. And if he doesn't get named for Origin, everyone's going to be scrambling to get him into their side post round 16. Tyson Jones trade plans this week. I'm going Levi to Hands, and I'm going Armstrong to Cody Walker. There is news that Armstrong is getting arrested this week. I'm very flexible with it. I'll change it to Ethan Strange if he ends up getting named this week. Matthew Camilleri, do we see our middle rotation changing after being all over the shop on Wednesday for the Blues? Middle rotation, I think they're going to put a utility on the bench. I just think like 23 minutes for Hudson Young, like 20 minutes for Spencer, not many minutes for Olakuatu. There was like 40 minutes for Yo. So I think they don't really need 4 forwards on the bench where they have forwards playing limited minutes anyway. So I think they're going to have a utility on the bench and it'll be very similar. I don't know who gets dropped, to be honest, though. Like probably Hudson Young, maybe Olakuatu. I feel like Olakuatu on the bench. I love Olakuatu, and like I think it's a massive watch for game 2. It is a massive possibility. He didn't play many minutes, but Spencer Linu just did that role perfectly. Yo came onto the field and did a good job in the middle. I don't know if they need Olakuatu on in the middle, so it'll be between Olakuatu and Hudson Young. Ben James, is Nico just not Origin material? I think he can be eventually. I think he reminds me of like Stephen Crichton kind of started Origin pretty shit. But then he warmed into it, and I think he's one of our best players at the moment. Daly Cherry Evans didn't quite hit it off with a bang. He was dropped for a long time and then came back, played really well. Kind of the same as Mitch Moses a little bit. Jerome Luai even, like, I think he's established himself as a genuine Origin player. And I think if Cody Walker got more of a go, he'd be very similar. I think we don't have to just keep playing Nico Hines because we've got so many halves, but it's just whether you want him in there at 5'8" eventually. And I think he'd play a perfect 5'8" role for Nathan Cleary. Raymond Ada, play Hughes at front row or trade to Fainu or wait till next week for Tarpanay. Cheers, legends. Oh, that's a tough one. I'd personally just go to Tarpanay. I think last week was a bit of an outlier. Maybe he was just getting a rest, and hopefully we can see him get a few more minutes in the coming weeks. And yeah, just hopefully they're playing on Monday. So it's a massive turnaround for them from Thursday to the following Monday. So it's nearly 2 weeks. So hopefully we can see more minutes from him this week. So I'd be more inclined to go Tarpanay instead of Fainu, because if Fainu's someone you're probably going to want to go to someone like Tarpanay eventually anyway. Jeremy Bussard, Angus to Katoa, and Chant Fafita. I think that's a great trade. Angus to Katoa is a good trade. Angus isn't playing this week. Limited minutes over the Origin period, and playing Origin, playing big minutes as well. Dimo 67, Klein is shit. I'm not a massive fan of Klein, but I don't know. I don't think it was the wrong call yesterday. I still feel like Andrew G just would have, if Andrew G did that, I think I would have copped it a bit more. But the fact that Ashley Klein, he does like to blow the whistle. I don't know. I think he did an all right job, considering, like, I'm not the biggest fan of Klein, but I think he did an okay job. Here we go. Hagi, rotation was send-off affected, like Dom Young's send-off affected May's minutes early in the season. Yeah, that's true. So they probably, you're right there. So maybe it's a lot different, and maybe if that didn't happen, Olakuatu gets a few more minutes. So maybe I'm just reading too much into that. Corn Lord, Ola didn't get great ball off Hines, in my opinion. Yeah, probably true. I mean, Hines didn't have the best game. 12 men. Can you blame him? I don't know what's going to happen there. It's going to be an interesting watch, but hopefully we get more clarity sometime soon. I'm glad Hines. Is it good for owners he's not playing this week? I would have liked him to play this week, to be honest. Joe Mama, is Hines to Hughes and Hughes to Fafita for play, or have no halfback and go Cotter to Fafita? Hines to Hughes and Hughes to Fafita. I like that first trade because I think you're banking 300K off the trade. You're getting Hughes out for Fafita. Going Cotter to Fafita, like Cotter, you can go to someone else eventually. I kind of like it. And I think you can go Hughes to Hines in a couple of weeks. I'm changing my mind every minute, aren't I? Hines to Hughes. Yeah. But you're going to want to get Hines in come round 19. I think my style of play for SuperCoach is I'd be open to selling to Hughes and then going to Hines just before 19 and getting Hines for a cheaper price, and pretty much you're creating cash by doing that. So hopefully Hughes goes up and Hines goes down. That's the plan. Hughes or Drinky captain with VC on Fafita. I'd go Drinky captain. VC on Fafita is a slam dunk. I love it. Hughes' high score against Newcastle is only 96. I used to thought he killed it against them, but he actually doesn't. But that's it for the episode, lads. Cheers for tuning in and good luck with your SuperCoach.